Okay. 100 of each Revenant boss tier. And this is what I found out in 10 minutes or less. I'm sick, so my voice is probably gonna be like this. Get used to it. My sets from tier 1 to tier 4 was 3 out of 4 Frozen Blaze with Tarantula Helmet, Blaze Pet, and a Giant Sword. All good? Let's go. Subscribe and like, or Microsoft will literally block your Minecraft account. Let's start with tier 1 and 2. These two were barely any different from each other. Especially tier 1 that I could spawn almost instantly and so far killing it, with no rare drops except the enchanted Revenant's flesh. And the same for tier 2, except that tier 2 has a small chance of dropping the full flesh, so yeah, it was a bit different. Killing 100 of tier 1 and 2 took barely some time. I don't have auto slayer, so I took more time starting and claiming the prize than actually doing the slayer. Moving on to tier 3, meeting the first mini boss with 24k HP. Well, one shot and a good night. And the boss himself had 400k HP. Beating it was easy, but I saw a lot of players struggling with it. So my advice is to find a corner if you don't have anti-knockback on your pet. That way your hits will be more accurate and you won't get knocked back. And the same advice goes to tier 4 too. Stay in corners and fight. Tier 3 took some time, because spawning it takes a bit more time, around 80 ghouls to spawn. And the drops were identical to tier 2, but with more full-fledged drops. Tier 4 used to be pain to me before, when I was using strong dragon armor and aspect of the dragon. It used to take from me 2 minutes to beat, and I only beat it when I was in corners. So yeah, the corners advice comes from experience. Anyway, we're met with 2 mini bosses this time. One that has 90k HP and another one that has 360k HP. And after these 2 mini bosses, we get a warm welcome from the tier 4 boss. 1.5 million HP. What used to take me 2 to almost 3 minutes, now it takes me 2 to 3 seconds to kill. Tier 4 took a lot more time to spawn, so I would recommend boss trading for tier 4 and 5, especially with the new nether update. They made it that you can get drops from the bosses of other people if you help them, so it's a win-win. I finished the 100, but I still couldn't do tier 5 because I needed to be at least Revenant Slayer 7, so I had to do an extra 70, but in the end I managed to do it.
And ladies and gentlemen,
yes!
Wow.
And with that, it was the time for the final boss, tier 5. Fuck, I'm dead. I was greeted with 2 mini bosses, 600k HP one and a 2.4 million HP one. They were easy to defeat, their damage was super low. I've never fought tier 5 before this video, so I had no idea what I was walking to. And I got what I deserved, to be honest. I got nuked, basically. Even with Frozen Blaze, I was no match for the boss. So, I bought a Reaper armor and kept the Tarantula helmet, but still no good. So, I decided to use the goons. There was a glitch that made the boss regenerate infinitely if you don't beat it in like 10 seconds when you use the goons. So instead of spawning 1 admin soul, I spawned 2 this time. And indeed, I did it. I killed it for the first time. But still, I died in a lot of time and it got glitched most of times because I wasn't fast enough. I had no other choice but to call for help. I called Alpha, and it was time for boss trading, but with a little bit of a twist, with 2 of us and 1 goon to stun it. That way we can beat it with no actual sense of danger. We just need to let the goon stun it, and then we just finish it before it actually starts regenerating infinitely. This is a really good glitch that I would really recommend anyone doing it if you actually take a lot of damage and you're failing a lot. But still, we had to be in perfect timing. It took us a lot of fails, but eventually we got the hang of it and we started trading so fast, boss after another one. It took us around 6 hours, and instead of the Tarantula helmet, I bought a Reaper mask. That way I can regen twice as fast. But in the end, we managed to do all the 100 tier 5s.
Because everyone's here.
Yes, it did it. Now let me claim it. 100.
How
Let's
much you made
go.
that 90
Yay, 100 guys. Now if you excuse me, I'm gonna go myself asleep because I'm dying.
Can we watch?
It's time for the results. Fast explanation first. The results is basically the profits, and when we're talking about profits, I mean what we found in the chests, minus the costs, and then my personal opinion, tier 1 and 2. We're gonna combine them together. 200k and 750k was the cost. The profit was 16,000 and 414,000 coins profits. I wasn't waiting any profits, but god damn, tier 1 and 2 are garbage. Not even they are waste of coins, they're also waste of time, especially with them giving 5 Slayer XP and 25 Slayer XP. Not recommended for anyone, except if you somehow can do tier 3 and wanna unlock the Revenant armor, then maybe? The Revenant armor is still shit, so even that isn't worth it. Final note is not recommended. Moving on to tier 3. 2 million coins as a cost and 391,000 coins profit. Damn, not even covering quarter of the cost. With 100 Slayer XP, this one can be recommended if you're early game and you cannot do tier 4s. Then yeah, especially if all you want is to unlock Revenant 6 so you can get the minion somehow, then yeah. Anything except that, it's not worth it at all. Tier 4. 5 million coins as a cost, and with a profit of 927,000 coins. Man, Revenant is garbage if you wanna make coins while doing Slayers. With 500 Slayer XP, you cannot unlock tier 5 without doing it at least 170 times plus. So my advice here is wait for Aatrox to be a mayor. Check that it gives plus 25% Slayer XP, that way it will take less time from you. So tier 4, yeah, recommended. If you can do it, yeah, don't even look at the one before it. And now let's move on to the big boy, tier 5. Cost of 10 million coins and the profit of 1,558,000 coins. I think it should be clear at this point that if you want coins, don't do Revenant Slayers. No, And if you're going to tier 5, you need to be at least mid-game. Without the help I got from Alpha, it was going to be a real pain in the ass. But past mid-game, yeah, tier 5 is only way cause, well, from Revenant 7 to 8, it's more than 200,000 Slayer XP. Good luck reaching that with tier 4s. Also, this was my case. If you're lucky enough, you can drop Warden Heart. So, for tier 5, yeah, recommend it if you can do it. Takes less time than even tier 4. And if you wanna make profits, and with profits I mean coins, stay away from Revenants. Except if you think you're lucky enough to drop a Warden Heart, then yeah, go for it. Send me a screenshot if you dropped it. So tell me, what's 100 of what mob should I do next? That was Vendetta. See you next time. Take care guys and peace.